Happy birthday?
Ganun na lang ba dapat?
Dapat para ano,
Oh,
part. Ay, disable ko nga pala.
what if dalawa?
Oh
Oh
no,
no,
eat.
ganun
Wait.
pala siya magdalawa.
Hi everyone, welcome to our reading
Hello.
series. We shall do our usual
Yes.
sharings. Testing on YouTube's.
YouTube.
YouTube, where's the link? YouTube. Okay, youtube.com.
Instagram.
We're live. Read with us.
Where life is at.
Okay, hello everyone. Just waiting for a couple more people to trickle in while we are sharing the links on Instagram and Discord as per usual. So, how is everyone? Is it September everywhere now?
I think so.
Right? Happy September 1st. I'm just sharing in real life. Ooh. How is everyone? Are you gonna be reading with us today or doing something else? Maybe something productive. Usually it's like morning for everyone, so hopefully you have like you had a good sleep and a good day ahead. Sharing on Discord. Where's the link? Oh, okay. Oh, I'll share it on Discord. How is everyone? Does everyone have like a crazy September ahead? Because I do. I'm doing this thing called the Magical Readathon, which
Mm.
is a readathon hosted by G from Book Roast. And my TBR slash possibility pile for it is kind of intense. And like I knew it was a lot of fantasy, but then when I took the picture for Instagram where I stacked them all together, I was like, that's a lot of fantasy. A little bit scared, but that's okay. We can try. To everyone who might be new here, I guess just a quick introduction. I'm Pam from This Book Belongs to Pam, and my friend here is. also Pam, but from Pam Shenanigans. So we're both in the Philippines, and we usually do this reading sprints every Sunday, usually every Sunday, and we alternate channels. So our links will be in the description below if you want to follow us and join for our somewhat weekly reading sprints. So the next sprints will be on Pam's channel, but for now, we'll be on my channel. And I guess it's a good time to talk about what we're going to be reading.
You
Um,
or me?
do So for me, I'm gonna be reading a couple of things for the first sprint just because I have some books from August that I'm still finishing and I wanna like finish those before I even get to my magical read on TBR. So the first one is Para Kay B by what is the name of the author? Ricky Lee. So
Really?
Filipino literature, it's written in Tagalog and English, like a combination, Taglish. So this just means for B.
Mm.
Who B is, I guess you'll find out if you read the book. I only have like this much left, like this much. Oh, I'm literally gonna finish this in the first less than 5 minutes of the sprint. So after that, I have. Let me just show you the cover. Oh, it's not loading. I have this one. Okay, I'm gonna because it's not loading right now. It's Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood.
Hazelwood.
I started this yesterday and I am 21% in. I don't know how many pages that is. So I think I'm gonna finish that for the sprints today. How about you? What are you gonna be reading or
I
doing?
will be reading. Hold on. I haven't selected it yet. Hold on. It's I'm gonna show it, but it's the book by Hannah Al-Kaf, which is The Hysterical Girls of Saint Bernadette's. So this is like her foray into horror slash mystery. So I
Mm-hmm.
haven't read the blurb again, but it's an e-arc from the author. So I'm excited because I loved Hannah Alkaf's Girl and the Ghost, which are
Oh, okay.
like
I've
kind
heard
of
before.
different, but I think this is YA. I like to believe, and Girl and the Ghost was middle grade. So I'm excited to see how different or similar her writing is going to be for this one.
Oh no. I'm trying to open the Not in Love book, but I think it's expired.
Oh no, did you go online?
Oh no, okay, okay. For some reason, I can't download it on my Kindle, but I can still open it on my Libby
Your
app.
phone?
So that's good.
Ah, okay.
I don't know why. Maybe if I don't know, whatever. So I'm still gonna try and read that. I am 21%. Okay. And then for usually we do like 30-minute sprints. And then like take a break in between. Depends on how chatty we are, how long the break is gonna be. But if we're like not super chatty, we usually just read. And let us know in the comments what you are planning to read or do if you're not reading. Just gonna check the audio of the video while we do that. So we have a campfire because end of summer,
Mm,
so just camping. Let me know if the audio is okay, and then
yes. Can hear the crackle.
yes, of the fire. It's 30 minutes. So you're not gonna read on the first spread, right? You're not. You're
Yes.
gonna.
I'm going to be filming an Akdang Pinoy wrap up. So I hope to film it in one go or two goes and then be able to start editing it during the first sprint. But I'll definitely read on the second up to our last sprints. I just want to be
Do
productive as well today.
do you usually like script or you're like
Yeah, I do. I do. But I'm gonna try to film it for TikTok first, and I don't know, just try to cut down because like with IG Reel, it's just 90 seconds, so it's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
tricky. So I don't know if I'm just gonna speed through it, like speak fast, or just try to edit it and
Like,
make it
yeah, cut it
faster.
down
I don't
to, yeah. I feel like I've never, for some reason I can't go all in on short form. Like I try for a couple of days and then I stop for a long
know. Yeah,
time and
yeah,
then I
yeah.
try again. I don't know. Maybe at some point in the future.
For some
But
reason, it is more. It can be more time consuming in a way.
after I've been seeing other people, and also you've been doing it too, where you just do one video
Yeah,
reviews, I
for
one
one
book
book. Yeah.
reviews, and I feel like maybe that's something that like I don't have to do it for all the books that I read, just for some books that I really want to talk about.
Mm.
Um, I'll try it for that
Yeah,
maybe.
I don't also do that for all the books that I read. Just some that I don't know warrant like a
A
review.
dedicated, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try that in the future. Do you want to start reading, doing
Yes.
productivity things?
Game.
Okay, let's do that. I'll see you in 30. Hello. How is that sprint?
Hello.
Did you finish your reel slash talk?
Yeah, I was able to, and I think I had to film on my camera, but I also had to film on my phone
Mm.
because I still haven't figured out how to navigate the autofocus of my camera. So like, it just reminded me of how much I hated the autofocus of that one. So I had to reshoot
Is it
this
not like
episode.
like you press on something?
It
On
just
the
like even though it's an autofocus, it would just not be in focus. Ugh. I don't know if it's like a Fujifilm thing,
screen?
really. So I think I should have gotten a Canon, really. Anyway, how was your reading?
I finished the first book, Para kay B. I'm still thinking about my rating for this. I didn't expect this to be a very weird book. Have you read this? No.
No, but I was planning to.
It's
I was gonna get that from MIBF before. No,
it's a
from Big Bad Wolf, yeah.
it's a very weird book in a sense that it has elements of magical realism, which I wasn't expecting at all. All
Okay.
I knew about this is that it's about love, right? Because it says at the
Hmm.
back, may kotang pag-ibig sa bawat limang umibig, isa lang ang maging malaya, kasama ka ba sa kota? So, essentially, they're saying that, like, there's, like, a limit to love. Like, for every five people who are in love, only one of them actually get a happy
Hmm.
ending.
Yeah.
So I was expecting some sort of like short stories, maybe like five characters, each with like a love story, and then something like that. It was like that. There were like five characters,
Hmm.
and each chapter or section is dedicated to them. But it was very weird. Like it had a lot of breaking the fourth wall. As I mentioned, it had magical realism, and it's also very, what do you call that? It's kind of like Inception. There's like a writer in the book that's also writing or something like that. There's like a character. The
Ah,
writer is writing a book about a character who's also writing a book about this book. So it's a bit
okay. It's
confusing.
very meta. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Very meta, a bit confusing, but it was very interesting. Um, Definitely more literary fiction than romance. But it was still like I think I read it pretty fast, even though it's in Tagalog, native language, that
Mm.
I find it hard to read. But it's pretty good. I read a book recently by Clarice Lispector that was kind of like that, where the author is talking to us, the reader. So it was kind of weird that I read another one, but this time in Tagalog. But yeah, pretty good. I think I enjoyed my time with it, but I think I need to think about it. It's very odd.
Nice.
Like it gives
Why you don't have a rating yet for it
not
so far?
yet. I'm thinking definitely above 3.5. I'm thinking if
Hmm.
it's like 3.75 to maybe 4.25. I think I'm gonna like
Okay.
settle in that range. But I'm gonna like let it simmer and then I'll think about it later. And then I did continue Not in Love. I made it to page 81 of 357. I think I
Hmm.
read about 15 pages more. And that was my sprint. Hi, Pepper. Is that Pepper?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Very.
Suddenly.
I didn't change the banner. I just realized. There you go. It's a very different style of book so far than her other books. In
How?
general,
Style how? Because like
she
she has a
even
template, right?
I know. She even had a. It's still the same, where it's like woman in STEM, and then, um, like the setting is STEM and all of that. But she even had a note at the beginning saying that this is kind of like a different book. I just want. It has themes of this, like it has sort of like triggering themes on this, and this. It's less of a romance, but more of like a kind of like literary with erotica, but then it will still have a happy ending. Like she literally says that in the note in the beginning, because I think she knows that it's very different from her other books. It's quite
Okay.
interesting. I'm liking it so far because they just don't go straight into like sex fest in the first 50 pages of the book or something. Yeah, so not sure. I
So
think
how
I
far are
think
you in? How far are you
uh
in?
23%, 81 pages. So it's about 357 pages long. Yeah. I think I
How long?
can
500?
three
400? Okay.
357. Not that long. When I first opened it on my phone, I was shocked because it said 600 plus pages, but it's only because it's on the phone and it's small. I was like,
I
what?
think, and you're using the, what do you call this? You're
Libby.
using the Libby app.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it adjusts the page number for me. So did you finish all of your filming, or are you gonna continue filming in the second sprint?
I think I was able to. Like I filmed for TikTok and I filmed for IG. IG was so hard because like it's hard to condense your thoughts,
Yeah.
even though it's just four books that I'm doing a wrap up of. So I don't know why IG is being restrictive of that. And I don't know
Mm.
if they're gonna adapt the TikTok formula because in TikTok you can do 60 minutes
Yeah,
maximum.
I know. Like you can
But
do a proper YouTube video on TikTok.
yeah, in just portrait mode.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if
Maybe.
I'm gonna start editing in the first half of the second
Mhm.
sprint since we have 30 minutes, but I think I'm just gonna arrange the
The clips.
footages. But I'm
Do
definitely
you
gonna
edit it directly on TikTok or
I think in this case it's faster using the the one that I use, which is Filmora.
on
So
your
I don't know
computer?
yet. I'm gonna see. Because like the TikTok one is like 3 minutes long, I think, or over 2 minutes. So
But I did
I haven't tried with TikTok directly, but I
mm,
use CapCut if I'm
CapCut.
not on my laptop yet.
I'm so like whenever I see people editing on their phones, like a lot of content creators these days, they edit
Yeah.
on their iPads or on their phones even. And I'm like, I'm so shocked because it like
Right?
I don't know how they do
It's
it.
so
I when
hard.
I did my short form content era for like a couple of weeks, I put everything on my laptop and I edit everything on my laptop. Even
Yeah,
if
yeah,
it
yeah.
has TikTok audio, I would record my screen just so I could get the audio and the actual like timing of it, and then I would export it back to my phone and then apply the audio again. And I don't know because I don't know how they do it with their phones. Even if I
It's
have
so
like
hard.
one, I still find it so hard. Maybe I just have big fingers. I don't know. I just how do they
Well,
do
because
it?
on the iPad it may be easier, but you can
Yeah,
just
but
use the ruler
I feel
thingy.
yeah, I'm probably just used to a laptop. I feel like it would take so much longer editing
Yeah, yeah,
on
yeah, yeah.
the iPad as opposed to just sending it over to my laptop.
When you do the sit down videos of like the book reviews,
Yeah.
I try to perfect the shot just so I have less to edit.
Less editing.
So like I really have to have a script so
Yeah,
that
yeah.
it's like
How do
ready to
you
edit.
like do you have the script in front of you, or do you just read it, memorize it, and then say it on
No,
screen?
I have the script in front of me, similar to
Like
the one
sure.
that did just now. Like I have it flashed on a different device.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'd rather that my eyes are averting than
Yeah.
take this
Edit
so
for
damn
a
long. Yeah, yeah,
because I'm probably gonna try and do that whenever I do wrap ups. Because I just meander so much when I do wrap ups, and then I forget my actual
yeah.
had stuff I wanted to say, and then I forget them because I like go on a tangent and stuff.
Yeah, I just tend to yap a lot, so I need to have a script.
But then I have to prepare the script.
It's faster to prepare the script.
So many booktube filming content creating problems.
So
How was
you're gonna wait. How long do you think you take reading Not in Love? Since your
I
hold is about to end.
yeah, definitely gonna finish it tonight, even after sprints.
Mm.
But I think actually, how many pages do I have left? 357 minus 81, 276 minus 68. What? 276 divided by 60. So I think it's gonna take me 4 more hours of reading to actually finish it based on this calculating thing that I think 1 minute, like one page per minute. So I'm not,
including the sprints.
yeah, so I think I will still keep on reading this like after the sprint. What did I say? I think I will still keep reading this after the sprints, and then I'll start on my magical readathon TBR tomorrow.
Mm.
Because I also was so lazy to film an intro for the vlog for the readathon. I'm like, just gonna start tomorrow, just because most people are gonna start tomorrow because
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
zone, so it
It's
doesn't really.
definitely September tomorrow for
So
them.
I'm gonna do that. I'm trying to be a little bit more organized and actually planning what I need to read per day, because if I do have like a certain portion of the TBR is gonna go into this
Mm.
video, and then these books are gonna go into this video, so I need to like plan read them in a certain order. And I don't know why I'm doing this to myself, but here we are. But it's fun. Like I feel like I'm having a lot of fun doing videos recently, so I'm just going with the flow. How about you? Do you think you're gonna come back on YouTube soon?
I just need the motivation to edit videos. That's it. I feel like once I start with the romance reading vlog, it's gonna like I don't know, just gonna
Like
follow.
momentum is
Yeah.
just, yeah. But
I
the
guess I
key
just
is
also dread
starting.
using my camera. I think I just also dread using that. And I'm like,
Is that the
like
new camera that you got?
no, it's the one that I got last year. Wait, last year or
Yeah,
this
yeah.
year?
Yeah, it's like the new to you camera that you got.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's not entirely new. Yeah, I
Yeah.
got it this year. But I guess I'm just too noob to use Fujifilm.
Maybe you can just do it manual focus. I
But
I
when I do
film
manual, like yeah, you could like adjust this one for
credit and
manual.
I just can't move from the spot that I'm in.
Yeah, 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 exactly.
Yeah.
Like I did manual earlier, I think, but it still loses focus. So I don't know if it's a matter of like just
Oh.
purely turning off autofocus.
Mm. Yeah, I
So
usually when I film manual, I completely turn off autofocus and then just do manual. I mean, obviously the con with that is that if you've said it wrong, it's gonna be wrong the entire time.
yeah, 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 exactly. So you need to do
Usually
test shots.
I usually do like a quick test shot review. Okay, that's good, and then
Or like since it can flip the screen, I could see if
like
it's out of
check.
focus or not.
Maybe it has like it follows like a something. Like maybe you could lock the focus on your face or something.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
know.
I did the what do you call this? I
Object
did the
tracking.
squares thing where it just focused on the center. So
Yeah.
even if I'm on the center, of course I move
Yeah.
like I'm literally not like that when I do my reading vlogs.
Struggles.
So I know.
That's why sometimes it's just easier to film on the phone.
I know. That's what I did earlier. But I am contemplating if I'm gonna do like a recently
Mm.
reads since I haven't done a wrap up for months, or that's gonna be more of a deterrent for my motivation. So I'm still thinking if I do July and August first, since it's a
I
decent amount of books, not so much.
Cindy doesn't do per month anymore. She does it like 10 at a time. Maybe you could do something like that. Like she just reviews 10 books and then that's it. Whether she read them all in 1 month or at least
Mm,
in the second month. Just
yeah,
because she's like late on her wrap ups as well.
yeah,
She's just doing
that's
it like
me.
maybe you could try. Because actually
Yeah, cause like yeah, go.
I've been I've been wanting to not do monthly wrap ups. Not because I don't want to wrap up the books, but because it's kind of it makes planning videos difficult, because sometimes when I have, like, for example, I'm planning for a video in, let's say, October. I want to post it first week of October, which means I have to read the books earlier. So usually last week of September, I would post the books last week of September. And then do I include this in this wrap up? And then it's gonna spoil my
Yeah,
thoughts
yeah,
on.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
always trying to make that trade off, and sometimes I exclude it, but then like the stats and stuff are technically wrong, and I'm being very pedantic about it. But that's why I'm like, do I just not do wrap ups per month and then just do them? Here's the books that I read recently.
Yeah. So have you decided? Because like during our last sprints, you said you are gonna decide whether you're gonna do wrap ups or not.
Like I think I'm gonna keep doing the monthly until the end of the month and then the year, and then next year I might not do it that way anymore. I feel like I just want to do a full year just because I'm
Yeah,
so
yeah,
close
yeah.
getting like a full set of wrap ups, which I haven't done in a while. I think this is the first year I'm gonna complete an entire year of monthly wrap ups, even if like I mixed join some of the months, but like a
Mm.
full year. So I think
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna do
yeah,
the completionist in me just wants to do that. And then next year I might change it to just doing it every however many like books or something. Anyway, do you want to start reading, editing, whatever it is that we're going to be doing?
yeah. Probably the first half of reading sprint number two, I'm going to start editing, and then I'm
I'm
gonna hop into hysterical girls.
Yeah, I'm keen to hear your thoughts on that since I also want to read that really soon.
Are you gonna wait? It's not part of your TBR this month, or is it?
No, but I actually have books I'm reading outside of that TBR. Like that's
Mm.
just the magical read on TBR. So I think I'm gonna like I have books for videos and I'm planning like a NetGalley video. So I think I'm reading it for that at some point.
Yeah, I was also thinking about that, like just an
You wanna be
arcs
there?
reading vlog. 'Cause, like I have a lot of arcs to go through.
Yes, do it. Go for it. So you
That's where
can
I have
hear.
to
uh, Okay, let's go on to reading sprint or productivity sprint
Pause.
number two. Hi.
Hello
Was
again.
sprint? How's the sprint?
I was able to almost finish the IG reel,
Mm.
but I'm not done yet. And I was able to start Historical Girls. I'm on 4%. So I quite literally just started it. And it's okay so far. And since it's just 4%, I can't tell yet for sure. But apparently it's like a dark academia, but like in YA setting. So, and there's a lot of screaming. So, I don't know if it's more leaning more towards the paranormal or the horror, but
The book
still
that you
interesting.
read before by the same author, is it also like kind of thriller, dark, or something, or no?
The Girl and the Ghost was more on the paranormal, but not in the scary way. It was more on the family drama side of things. Since it's middle grade, it's like more on like nurturing the relationships around the main character and the ghost that is quite literally the character's friend.
Mm.
So I think with Hannah Alkaf, there's like um, elements of they call this culture, as in like Malaysian culture. So even with historical girls, I'm seeing that. Like for us, we call it grade one, grade two, grade three. For them, they call form. So forms one, form
Yeah,
one, form two, form three. So like
it's
there's
very. Malaysia was part of UK at some point, right? Because that's also how they do it in UK.
makes sense. It makes sense.
So probably like that. For me, I made
Yeah,
it
how
to
about
32%. So
ooh.
I think I read about 30 something pages. It's reading really fast for me and I'm actually really liking it so far. And it's very, very different, as I mentioned earlier, very, very different still from past um, Ali Hazelwood books. And it's kind of giving me, it has like the sort of like a dark undertone, like dark tone to the whole thing. It's not a
Hmm.
very light-hearted style of romance. It reminds me. This is like I'm not saying that it's as good as that, but it reminds me of 7 Days in June, where it's like there's like something dark in terms of the things that are happening. Like it's not all happy and whatever. Even though like the current situation might be a little bit funny or something, but the way that they approach, like the way that they think, because it's
Mm,
dual POV, the way that they think and stuff, they have, that they have issues and they're going
mm.
through like those things, they have trauma and whatever. So it kind of has that vibe. Not saying that it's as good as, as 7 Days in June. I don't know yet, but it has that same sort of style. It's not like a lighthearted romance at all, which is
That's a
interesting.
big
That
comparison to
I know,
make.
I know, but it's the vibe. Okay, it's not the how good the book is because I don't know yet, but it's just how I feel while reading it, and I like that Ali Hazelwood is starting to write outside of her comfort zone because you know that she wrote Bride, which was paranormal romance, and then now she's like branching out into more, I guess, serious sounding stories and less like lighthearted rom coms. So hopefully this is good. We'll see. I'll let you know.
Hopefully, yeah. Because
And
you're
I
already
guess,
30% through it.
yeah, I guess another different thing is the girl. She's not small. She's not tiny. She's almost 6 feet. So she's not tiny. So
Is the guy short this
no,
time?
no, no. The guy's taller. Like it's giving like six. It's giving like what's the TikTok trend? Like looking for a guy in finance.
Ah, yeah, 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 yeah.
He's kind of like that, similar. Like he's tall, is like working in finance,
Mm,
things like that. But the girl is not small, which is character development
for a
for Miss
change.
Apple. Yeah, So there's that. And we have some people joining us. Hello, Nkechi. How are
Hi,
you?
Nkechi.
I feel like it's been a while since we've chatted with you. I hope you're doing well. Just woke up, getting ready for the day, not sure what I will be reading. Well, let us know when you find out what you're reading. And you're mentioned here. Oh, okay. Magical Readathon this month, but not doing Autumn Equinox. Okay, so she's starting with Magical Readathon and doing all of the
Mm,
character creation.
Novice Cat.
Yeah, because it's a whole
It's the
thing
same
where,
readathon you're doing, right?
yeah, it is. But the readathon, it's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons where you create a character. And in order to create a character, you can, when it first started, they had like prompts on, like, if you want your character to be this kind of like creature or race, then read this kind of book. There's like a prompt for it. Or if you want your character to come from this country in this world, then read this book. So it has like a set of prompts to build your character. So some people, when they start Magical Readathon, they do that, but others they just make the character without reading the books, which is fine. It's up to you how you want to play. So I did that thing 3 years ago, like the character creation part and everything. So how are
So
you?
before
Like,
you do the TBRs, you have to make a character card
yeah,
first.
yeah, you have to make a character. So up to you if you want to go the like difficult route, I guess, of actually reading books to build the character or just build the character based on what you want. And then that is the character that's taking the classes or the courses. So usually, because there's like some activities with Magical Readathon where you have to decide you do A or you do B, and you have to decide thinking that you're your character and not what you would want, something like that. So it's kind of like role playing in a way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Makes it very like there's like it's a big real.
Interactive, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, this is just me saying hi. Hello, I just ended my game stream. How are you? Hello.
Hi
I am
there.
I think it's the first time we're seeing you. I joined her sprints. Was that 2 weeks ago now? Like I just randomly found her sprints in the spreadsheet because I was looking for
Mm.
sprints that time. So I joined in there, and that's where I first met you. And then, welcome to our sprints now. Are you gonna be reading now that you're finished your game stream? And what did you play? Because the other Pam right here likes to play games as well. So maybe it's something that um you have played. Too. Average height of women here is 5'6".
All here.
Yeah. I think for us, what is the average for us in the
I
Philippines?
think ours is like 5'2" for women. That's an average, I think.
Yeah,
Wait, let me Google very quick. Average
I think in the
height
Philippines that
women.
right because we're both considered tall.
Oh, five. 5 flat is the average.
Yeah, we're both considered tall in the Philippines, so
Mm.
the average is around like yeah 5'1". We're cute size. 5'6" is tall.
I think I
Are
am 5'6". I think I am 5'6".
I'm 5'7". Am I taller? I feel like we're either the same or
I think I haven't checked
measured.
my height in a long
I
time, but
I
I
know
think I am
for
5'6".
sure. I know for sure that I'm 5'7". So when we meet next, we can measure our height. See, because I feel like it's either you're taller than me or I just slouch way more.
Well,
Because I'm like
we need
I have
to. I think
very
we need
bad.
to be barefoot,
Yeah.
Tessa. And
Imagine
like,
us meeting because we're gonna meet the like for context we barely meet because we live very far away from each other, but we're gonna meet soon for a bookish event. So if we're gonna go to that event, maybe you'll see us trying to compare our heights. I played Civ 5.
Civilization. Okay, I know of that. I just don't play it.
Is
Yeah,
that like a
Civilization.
simulation game or no?
It's a
Or
world building thing, if I'm not mistaken. Like you have to build your civilization.
I'm trying to read A Passage to India. Is that fiction or non-fiction? Let me look. A Passage to India. Oh, is it's a classic. Yeah, I do remember that you like to read classics. Have you? Is this your first time reading A Passage to India, or have you already read this before and you're just rereading?
A
I'm
passage.
considered short for being Norwegian. I'm 5'1".
Oh, it's a film. It's a film as well. There's
Passage
a
to India.
film adaptation, I think, of the same title. It's an old film,
Epic
like a
historical drama.
1980s film.
Interesting. I'm still not in the I think when I went to the stream, like she was streaming at the time, and then I think I asked her about which like Jane Austen book I should try, because at the time she was reading a Jane Austen book, and
Mm.
I'm like I still haven't tried it because I'm very like intimidated by classics.
Yeah,
Do you ever like want to read classics in general, or you don't really care for it?
I think I have. I even purchased like classics, but
Mm.
I think I've read Shakespeare, but only when it comes in Spark Notes, so I can
Mm.
read like the modern
Yeah.
modern translation. I even bought like Sense and Sensibility back in high school, but I think I just donated it to the library to like make up for make up for something. I think um I was overdue on a book, so I had to donate a book to make up for it or something. But I've never read it. Like, is Girl with a Pearl Earring a classic? I think it's not that far off, but it may
Mm.
not be as old. But I've read it back in high school and I really liked it. I just don't remember so much about it. I am intimidated as well. Like, I feel
Like
like
I would. No, go
I
ahead.
need I need so much brain cells for it. Like, even with fantasy so far, which is like easier to read than classics, I think I need 100% brain power. So much, what more for a classic?
Yeah, I feel like I would enjoy reading classics if I had if there was like a class on it. I don't have to submit
So you
papers
have,
and stuff. I want someone to like kind of like a read along where we're gonna read. Okay, read this page to
so you're
like
pushed to read it.
whatever, and then we'll discuss. I feel like that, and then that person's gonna explain to me, oh, this is what this means. Historically, this was the context at the time, because I feel like I would enjoy it much more. I mean, obviously, I could do that on my own, like research and whatever, but it would be more fun if there's like a class. I've been, I have like a Skillshare account from my work, like it's free with my work. So I've been like looking, is anybody like teaching classics? Just like books. And I think I found a couple, but they weren't like there were Shakespeare ones for sure. So I might
Mm.
do that. And I have like I bought a used old Shakespeare book of all the tragedies, and I think I might try and do the class while reading that whenever that happens. So I feel like I would have like I might get into a slump, or I might get bored or easily distracted if I try to just read it on my own.
Yeah.
I
Plus, you're
have
not
no
motivated to finish it.
and I have no sort of context for anything. Like for some people when they read classics, since they've read other classics before, they kind of pick up on how to interpret certain things and whatnot. I'm like, I have zero knowledge, and I'm like, I think I need to have someone guiding me. Never read A Passage to India before. It was published in the 1920s, and it shows. I know. Sometimes when I read a book in 2007, like so the setting was 2007, and even that I was like, why are you using these words that are kind of offensive right now?
Yeah. But it makes
But it
sense.
makes
Like, for
sense.
that
Yeah,
time to be used.
yeah, it did make sense for that time, especially the author of that book wasn't really using those words like
In a
casually,
slur,
he
as
would
a
use
slur, yeah, 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 as an
was
insult.
using it to imply that this person is insulting this person, right? With that slur. But even like sometimes just takes me back because right now maybe it's a good and a bad thing because right now everyone in a way like people are more or like the writers kind of sanitize a little bit just to avoid things like that. But yeah, so maybe there's like a pro and con to it. I mean obviously there's like a proper way of doing something. I read all sorts of books. I actually love Shakespeare and fell in love with books when I first read Romeo and Juliet in 1993, borrowed it in Norwegian translation from the library on a whim. Yeah, I remember you telling the story, like the fact that you just borrowed it on a whim. Like, oh, I'm just gonna borrow Shakespeare today. So impressed. Hmm. Maybe at some point. I'll let you know when I start reading Shakespeare. Maybe you can help me with it.
I
I feel
mean,
like there's
it
gotta be
really
someone.
helps if it's it really helps if it's a Spark Notes one. Like
Uh,
it takes longer to read because like you're reading the original text as well, and then you're reading the
the
modern.
yeah modern
Yeah.
translation. Yeah. Definitely someone on YouTube is doing like a breakdown of Shakespeare. So I'm gonna use those when I read it finally. Are you gonna continue reading or are you gonna edit the rest of your Instagram?
No, I'm gonna continue reading because I feel like the window for posting is done anyway, so I'm gonna be able to post it tomorrow instead.
Okay. Do you wanna go into our next sprint?
Yes. Game.
Reading sprint number 3. See you in 30. Hello. That felt fast.
I feel like it was.
Right? It
I'm
felt
like, I got to just 8% of my book. I'm like, I read for 20 minutes. Why? Why have I only read 4% more?
how long is the book? I haven't checked.
It's like, hold on, 352. 352. Yeah, 300 ish. It's a Kindle version, so. Huh, doesn't have a page. But 350 something.
That felt like it went by so fast. I made it to 137, which is 38%. I did get up to change to set up the laundry, but that was, I don't know, I feel like it was so fast. How are you liking the book?
It's very mysterious so far. It does read like a YA book, but it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Compared to the last YA book that I read, this one is a refreshing one to read. Like at least the characters, they may be teenagers, they're
Yeah.
not annoying so far. Like I can deal with that. Like
Yeah.
I can sympathize in a way. So far it's good. So far it's good. I think I'm just losing focus in the middle of reading. That's why I've only read quite a bit.
I might pick up A Tempest of Tea by Hafsa Faizal.
Ooh.
And,
Didn't you read that? You read that,
yeah,
right?
I did read that, and it was enjoyable. It definitely read YA to me. Well, was that adult? No, it was YA.
I think
Definitely
it was
read
YA.
YA. Yeah. But I think it was enjoyable. There are stuff that I didn't quite like, but I am intrigued enough with the plot twists and turns that happened to want to read the second book whenever it comes out. Well, I hope you well. I read the comment further that you didn't um read for that spread. Yeah, shower did some stuff for Discord. But when you do read it for the next spread, let us know what you think. Hello, Sai. Hello. Just got
Hi,
home and I'm planning to
Sam.
start a new book tonight. What are you gonna be reading? And congratulations on the success of Aktam Pinoy. Very, very happy for everyone and for Filipino literature in general. Whoosh! That was how fast it went by. Didn't read, watch TV instead. All good. Like whatever you want to spend your time on. I feel like sometimes just having sprints on makes me even just take a nap for a bit. Like it's still whatever you want to do, it's still productive. So all good. Are you watching anything in particular? Or will you be reading in the next sprint or no? Um, the ex- blah, blah. The Extraordinary Disappointments of Leopold Berry by Ransom
Oh,
Riggs. If
Red
it's
Rigs.
Isn't he the
Wait.
guy with the children?
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that
I did pick up his new one, but wait, is it that one? I think
Ransom
the title
Riggs.
is quite different. Hold on. It's Handsome Rigs, Handsome
Asparagus
Rigs.
for Peculiar Children. Weirdly enough, I
Oh, it
actually
is that one! Like Leopold Berry. I have it. The Extraordinary Disappointments. It's Sunderworld Volume 1.
it's a new
So it's a
series.
totally different series. But I did enjoy Miss Peregrine, like back in college. Same with Sai. It was
I
released around back in college,
Yeah,
and I haven't finished a series because it got quite long. I think there's like 4 volumes to it.
I
As in
think
like
there's
Miss Peregrine.
yeah. Oh, Prosperity. Okay, for
Yeah.
Miss. Peregrine, weirdly enough, I wasn't really reading much during college, but this was actually one of the books that I did read. Like I remember there's like a fully booked in front of our school. So I remember one day I just went in fully booked and I bought two books. So I bought Miss Peregrine and I bought the Penumbra bookstore, something bookstore. What's the name
Yeah,
of
yeah,
that?
yeah. Mrs.
But the one
Penumbra.
with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Mrs. Penumbra something bookstore, and I didn't end up reading Mrs. Penumbra because the feeling of wanting to read passed by very quickly. I did end up reading Miss Peregrine, and I actually did
Mhm.
like it. I bought the second and third book,
Mhm.
and then I also sold it because I never read it.
Oh no.
Like during at that time, I had the feel and urge to read for like a little bit every couple of months, and then I would buy a book. And then ever since Miss Peregrine, I haven't really finished a book, so I would just start it, forget about it, and then sell it after a couple of months,
Yeah,
and then do
yeah.
that cycle over again throughout my entire college. I don't
It was
remember what
good. I think I've read until wait, let me check my Goodreads.
I
Let
what
me
I
check.
remember with this book is that it had very scary, like eerie photos, and I wasn't
Yeah,
expecting
because like
that.
they were real. These
Yeah,
are real photos.
really?
Yeah, like
I didn't
he just
know.
I think there was an explanation by Ransom Riggs that he would go to stores
Yeah, and buy
and
old photos and stuff.
buy the photos. So they were real photos and he just made a story out of it
About
and they were applicable with the story.
yeah. That's kind of cool and eerie at the same time because
It
those
is, it
photos are
is.
very eerie. Like during that time, I was not like I the last book that I probably read was I don't know maybe Twilight or something. I wasn't really expecting anything, and I got to the point where like this is like kind of eerie but also kind of good, and then I never read again.
It was like the photos, some of the photos were so creepy that I'm like I
Sure.
would cover them and
Well,
read the page.
isn't there
I
like a
read
TV?
until the second book. I haven't read like the second up to like book six. Apparently there's like book six.
Isn't there like a movie or TV series
There
or something?
there
Have you
is
watched
Miss
it?
Peregrine as in the first book, based on the first book. They didn't continue it.
Okay. I haven't finished the series, but I read and loved the first three books. I
Mm.
read the first book, bought the first three books, sold the second and third. Like I didn't even take it out of the plastic for the
Oh my gosh.
second and third book. Like when I sold it, still had the plastic with the fully book, like how they wrap the books. Like I was just not, and I don't know why I wasn't into reading when I was in college. Yes, those are real photos of the author collected from random garage sales. We just used it as inspiration for the fiction series, and it worked. It definitely worked because it was very creepy. It's like
Yeah.
he really stayed true to like the visual because when I looked at the photos, it was like exactly how he described it. I'm like, it's so creepy. The film
Wait,
adaptation is
who
oh,
is it Hafsa Faizal who is actually married to Ransom Riggs?
I know that she is
Ah,
married.
Taheri Mafi, Taheri
The Hair
Mafi.
Mafia,
Yeah,
the Shatter Me
yeah,
author,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Shatter Me series. Have you read that Shatter Me?
No,
It's like
I
so
steered clear
popular.
of that even back in college.
Isn't that like also a dystopian thing?
I
Or
think
no?
so. Yeah, it's a YA. It's a YA series.
Because if that's like making the rounds every couple of years in
Yeah,
booktube. Like
but I'm
every couple
surprised
of
that there's
months,
no
someone's gonna
adaptation.
read it. Oh, is it? There isn't.
I I'm surprised there isn't,
Okay.
as far as I know.
I agree. I haven't watched it at all. Sahara Mafia.
Was it Asa Butterfield that's in there?
I don't know. Let me look at the poster of that. Miss Peregrine. Peregrine movie. 2016. Asa Butterfield, yeah.
Okay, okay, okay.
Samuel Jackson is in there as well. Judy Dench.
Eva Green, was it Eva Green that's like actually Miss Peregrine?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Eva Green.
Ugh, that makes me want to go back to reading it. I didn't have a physical copy of it. Like I borrowed it from a friend who has a copy.
Like I have so many of those books. Like I still there was one other book that I got that's also like general fiction that I also sold without opening. Like
Why did you want to keep it though? Like maybe the mood
I
for
don't know.
reading
I
would
was
go
like
back.
I was probably thinking, oh, I wanna buy something else, so I'm just gonna sell this thing because I'm not gonna read it. I need money to buy something else. Then I remember that at the time either I didn't know. Yeah, I don't think I knew what Goodreads was. Like I didn't know it was a thing. So I never tracked any of my reading before, like at all. And then I also don't know why I never looked up like what the like reviews for books. For some reason I didn't think people actually reviewed
Mm.
books online. Like aside from like the publishers and the newspapers and stuff. So I just go off by the synopsis, just or by the cover. And there was like a time when you didn't like check reviews before you get books. Shadowy series is still releasing novellas until today. It's the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, if you have a very
Why though?
lucrative series, why not? But I think the Haramafi has like a different series that people also recommend. What is that? The Haramafi. Is it the Haramafi? What was that book? Or is it all Shatter Me?
This Woven Kingdom?
Ah, yeah, yeah, This Woven Kingdom. Furthermore, she
Yeah,
has
it's
so
also
many
like
books.
that.
Yeah, This Woven Kingdom, these Infinite Treasures. I always see this in the bookstore, and I like the cover so much. Like especially the second book, like the pink and whatever. And I'm like, should I try this? And I'm like,
Reminds
no.
me of Inheritance games, like that kind of
Really?
cover. Yeah. I think the way that's laid out, or
Yeah, probably.
is it this this Violent Delights that's reminding me of?
It's more similar to these Violent Delights for me. Actually, those are her. Where I kind of heard that there was like a new. She's like working on a new book or a new series or something.
And this is Shatter Me.
Maybe it's a shadowy novella. No, with the hair. Ah, very large expanse of sea. Yeah, I also. Is that more of like a
I think
contemporary
it's a
or sci?
standalone. Yeah. I think it's a standalone.
Started tracking my books online
That's
2005.
pretty early.
That must have been so much fun, like knowing the stuff, or maybe cringy. I don't know, knowing the stuff that you read when you were young. Because I know for sure that I read all of the like the typical books that people like Twilight and stuff like that. I read that before, but I
Mm.
don't remember. Like I only remember them because like they're popular still until this very day. But I don't remember what other books I read when I was younger. But I wasn't really that much of a wide reader before.
Mm. Or a critical one.
Yeah, definitely not a critical one. Uh, when did you start like reading a lot? Was it college or high school?
I think a lot was college, but I was already reading in high school because like we have a school library and they have fiction books there. So I started reading the Harry Potter series during
Yeah,
high school, and I think it was like you had to experience it that time because like I was already in college when the Deathly Hallows was released, I
yeah,
think.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I know. I
that's
think I
it.
also read that. That was actually the first book I remember, like the first series that I remember reading ever, because I was gifted that the first four books when I think I was in high school. school, late high school or something. And I remember, oh yeah, it was in high school definitely, because I remember that I was reading it with my cousins who were older than me, and one of my cousins, she was like really obsessed and very very like nerdy about it, that she would actually make us take exams of the like I used to be like kind of like a lexicon for that world because I had to study it for exams. Like the exams that my cousin would give me, like she would print it out and we would like
Oh my
answer and
gosh.
everything. And like she would treat it as if we were in the school and whatever. And then I also got so into Neopets when I was in high school. And in Neopets you could, like, I'm not sure if you're familiar, like Neopets is this like you get a pet, like kind of like Tamagotchi, but
Mm.
online, and then you could join guilds or like clubs, and with clubs you can like do whatever you want. Some people have a theme, like they make it, I don't know, summer theme or whatever. Then there are specific like subset who make it Harry Potter theme. And I would like go into there, I would even like teach classes, I would prepare lesson plans, and I would, that's how I learned how to design
Yeah.
and code, because I would create a website to host my lessons and my stuff. So I was like obsessed back then. And
So thank you to Neopets for getting you to where you
yeah,
are.
literally, whenever someone would ask me, like, when did you start design? Like, Neopets. Kind of like my origin story. Like, that was like the thing that made me really like adopt internet. Because even before, like, the internet started when we were younger, right? And then not everyone was into it. So
Yeah.
sometimes people, even the same people our age, are not as into the internet. And obviously we both are. And I think it's really, for me, I got obsessed with Neopets. And I would like wake up very early in the day, do my dailies, because there's like daily stuff that you can do. I have like a checklist. I go to the blogs that like update, oh, this item is new, this whatever is new. And I would like take note of, that was my life. I don't know how I got decent grades because I was obsessed with Neopets and Harry Potter.
Do you still have the website, or like do you have
I have
screenshots
Neo.
of it?
I So there was this takeover that happened. There was a company bought Neopets from the indie owners before, and they kind of turned this into like an ad place essentially. So like I stopped then, and I think something happened with all of the data that everything got deleted. So I lost whatever I had before, so I couldn't like recover it anymore. I have a new account. I still have an account as of until now, and I did log in like last month just to check what's new. It's kind of, it's like very 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 nostalgic for me. Like if it became, if if I actually had more time, I might like I'm likely to play that game again. It hasn't really changed that much though, so it's very nostalgic still.
Oh,
Started
it's
using it.
still running?
Yeah, it is. You could go to neopets.com right now and see what it looks like. They haven't, like, it's kind of in the middle of, some parts of it are modernized and then some parts of it are still exactly the same as they were before. And it's kind of weird, not a lot of links are broken, because I think actually right now they're kind of transitioning it to something more modern, because that's why I logged in last month, because there was like a news that went through my threads or wherever that's like they're revamping Neopets, and I'm like, what's happening to Neopets? So I had to check it. I don't know. Maybe they're like, I think they got new investors and stuff. So I think they're doing something with it. I don't know.
Mm.
Started using Goodreads seriously circa 2018. Prior to that, I only remembered books that are impactful to me. I wish I had. Well, now that I think about it, I wouldn't really have anything to record because I didn't read much. So it doesn't really matter. January 2005, I was 30 years old. So not so cringe. I feel like in 2005, how old was I?
I was in grade
In
5.
high school. Ah, grade 5. I was in
Wait,
high
no,
school.
no, 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 no. Yeah, I was in 5th grade. Because, like, I always remember. Wait, 2001, I was in 1st grade. So, yeah, 2005.
Well,
Because,
I
like,
am older than you, I realize now.
2005 minus 1994, I was 11.
First grade 11? Isn't it like 5 years old? Your first. You're like kinder? Because I graduated high school in 2009. That's how I like mark everything.
I graduated high school 20 what? 2000? Wait, what?
It's so hard to remember these years when you go
I graduated college 2014, so I started
to school.
2010. So I graduated 2009.
So we're the same. So you're not grade 5 in 2005.
What?
You just started high school then. Because you mentioned you're 94. I'm
Ah,
90.
yeah, 2006. I'm about to start first year. Damn, I'm old. So,
Still in denial. I love how I feel like I want to put the math gif behind you right now. All the
2001.
equation
So I
and
was correct.
formula.
Wait, what? 1994. I'm born 1994. So 7 years after that,
Are you
I'm.
like having some kind of existential crisis right now?
I am. Like,
Suddenly realize.
okay, okay. It makes sense. It makes sense now. Because, like, I remember, I always remember that 2001, I'm in first grade. 2002, I'm in second grade. 2003, so it makes sense that I graduated grade school and about to enter high
Mhm.
school.
Are you good?
Yeah.
Do you know how old you are now or when you were born? Or...
I had to confirm. Oh my gosh.
I abandoned Goodreads 2 or 3 years ago. My greatest Stargraph, yes, 100%. I also don't use Goodreads now. I briefly used it for about a year in 29, no, 2018 to 2019, I think, or 2019 to 2020. And then when I found out about Stargraph, I moved everything over and I've never used Goodreads since then. So yeah, I like obviously there are some things that I kind of want Storygraph to have, but I'm perfectly happy waiting for them to build in that feature just because
Yeah.
I love how they really prioritize users above all. So I mean, initially I was like hesitant because I read so much on my Kindle and I like having the auto complete. I'm like, it's such easy. I'm always on my phone anyway, so it's such an easy step to manually update it. So might as well. I was born in 74 and I'll be 50 in October.
Oh, and you're still reading. That's perfect.
I love that you're still like very into your hobbies and it gives me
Yeah.
because sometimes I worry that like what if I get to like I
Use,
get to a certain age and I lose interest. I'm like, no, I want to keep reading.
will be the hip titas slash
You're
aunties.
recommending smut to my nie- niece and nephews.
This is required reading. You will have an exam before you get money from me.
I also have Storygraph. It's more user friendly and lots of functionality, perfect for data geeks. Yeah.
Have
I
you? I have tried. Sorry.
No,
Go
go
on.
ahead. No. I was just gonna yap random stuff. So go.
I've tried Fable, as in the app, which is for books and TV, like days ago. I think 2 days ago. So far, I'm liking it. It's like the UI and the UX is threads, but you
Yeah.
can import from Goodreads and Netflix. So
I wanted to love that app because I like the design. Well, I have problems with the UX of it, but like visually it looks really
yeah,
nice and they
yeah,
have portraits on the phone and
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like.
yeah,
But then the more I tried to use it, because I tried using it seriously earlier last month actually,
yeah.
the more I tried to use it, a lot of things like I don't like. Like for example, if the book is not in their database, there's no way to like add them. There's
Add
no way to
it.
yeah, there's no way to track it at all. You can't add it, you can't import it even with an ISBN. I would understand if it's not a book, like with Storygraph, you can still track stuff that are not a book.
Mhm.
But I understand if they don't want to include it. But if a book has an ISBN, there should be a way to like add.
Yeah, actually,
So there
I think I
isn't a
haven't tried or explored enough
we
to.
tried to add My Lola's Love Letters, which is this book,
Ah,
and it wasn't in there, probably because obviously it's just a Filipino book and it's newly published, so maybe it
yeah, yeah,
hasn't
yeah.
updated their database yet. So there's no way to add that. And then it has this. I don't like how they do the shelving and stuff like that. So I feel like it looks nice, but like functionally doesn't work well for how I use a tracker. I think
Mm,
it works well for
wrap
discussion
ups.
and for like the social media aspect of reading. So I think it works well for that. And I really want to try the annotations, like the community annotation stuff, but that only works if you buy a book through them and read
The
it.
book club.
Yeah, when you could like read the book through Fable app, and then you could underline, and then other people could see where you underline. You could leave note. Like it's kind of like a community annotation something. So I'm like it looks nice, the concept is nice, but it's very limiting, I feel like.
I haven't explored it enough because, like, the things that you're saying, I haven't checked out yet. Like, well,
So if you're
although I
reading
did try putting a review in the middle of like the third sprint, but the
mm,
thing is, I hated the one where they give you this things you tick off, but not all of them are available, or you can't add the
like
things.
a
Like, for example,
specific yeah.
it gives you a list of trigger warnings, but like not all of them are there, and you can't
Add
manually
more.
add them. It's not as exhaustive, or like it would be like something about the characters, like, oh, well fleshed out, or like dark setting,
Yeah,
whatever,
but it's
whatever. But
very
like,
limited options,
yeah,
yeah.
it's very limited.
I feel
And
like
they,
Fable to me feels like an app that like they prioritize viability and how well they look over how they function. For me, so far, that's how because obviously the whole concept of communal I think that's the thing that they did well, the community annotations, and then everything after that is kind of like an afterthought, I feel like.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Although I
sorry to
picked it up mostly because I wanted it, the wrap up, the monthly wrap up visual is super cute, and I'm
yeah,
like, okay, I don't need to edit anything on Canva, whatever,
that's
whatever. I just screenshot it or like I
yeah,
save it.
no, yeah, Storygraph recently released their monthly wrap up, and I like it from a data perspective, but it doesn't like it's Storygraph as a whole. The UI is very simple, very utilitarian, and it's something that I hope in the future when they have like more people on the team that they work on. Hopefully, but for now, I'm just gonna make my own stuff. Yeah. Hello, Kay. How are you? Thanks for
Okay.
dropping by. Are you gonna be reading with us, or did you just drop by? Yes, hydrate. You got it. Your wish is my command. Hello. I've been reading my whole life. I can remember a life without books. It sounds so sad to me. Yeah, I know. I feel like now that I've really gone deep with books, I feel like I can't not read books. But I can't imagine before that I never read. Like aside from my textbooks, like I didn't read at all. I don't know why. I had like a perfectly good library in my university and never really used it for like fun reading. It's always like reference books and stuff like that. I would sleep in the library. I would use the internet, but I never even checked what fiction books. And I'm pretty sure they had a lot because it was a big library. But
Hmm.
maybe I'll go back one of these days and just check it out. Agree. Yes. Just getting my coffee. Starting your day. Are you? Do you have a busy day today, or are you gonna be reading? Let us know. And with that, do you want to hop on to our final sprint of the night? I was
Yes.
fortunate
Ready.
enough to have fiction on my reading lists when I was a student. yeah, I think it's really a matter of whether you have a teacher who's kind of good at making you like reading. For because I think in general, reading is it's not something that everyone instantly loves. They get introduced to it by someone, and if that introduction is great, then they would like reading. So I feel like I don't remember having any children's book when I was growing up. That like we were not that kind of family that had children's picture books and stuff like that. So I didn't get it from there. I had in my grade school, I had a good teacher, but because all of our readings are like, the difficult not classics, but just the required reading books, and like I get bored and stuff. So I never thought of reading as fun. And then Neopets and Harry Potter and Twilight came, I guess. Yes, of course. We have one last reading sprint, and you can get a lot of reading done with 30 minutes. So I think I can jump into that now so that everyone can read, especially all of the people who've joined us recently. I studied at university in Oslo first with an English major, and then later on went to Oslo University College and did a bachelor in library. Wow, so cool. The fact that there's like a bachelor in library information science is so cool to me. Like, that sounds like such a fun major. Like, if I had that in
Oh,
school, maybe
dude,
I would have studied
that
that.
sounds very interesting and it's something I've considered before, but like I'm like, huh, I don't think this is a sustainable career
Yeah,
choice, at least to
it
where
doesn't
we are.
in the Philippines, it doesn't feel like it's the same because I barely even use our public libraries. I don't even know where they are. But I think that's something that I want to change next year. Like, check out the public libraries and see if what's in there. Because I know the one in my city is kind of close by to
GC,
where.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let's hop on to the fourth reading sprint. And we're going to be reading for 30 minutes, the last reading sprint of the night. I hope everyone reads a lot or, does whatever they want to do. And I'll see you in half an hour. Hello. Again, that was fast again. I don't know if it's just the book that I'm reading or if it's actually
It
fast.
was kind of fast.
How was the book so far?
It's good. It's good. I can tell that it's good. It's well written. Since it's an arc,
Mm,
there are still some grammatical
my
errors, spelling errors, whatever. I think what's just currently throwing me off, honestly, are um, the Malaysian words that I do not understand. But it's, I'm highlighting them just to search for
check.
them
Yeah.
later. But I don't know how, um, if the way that it's written in the way that the words are thrown in are their natural way of speaking. But
Mm,
sometimes, even with Filipino books, it's done that way where you'd be like, huh, why it's that Tagalog word is thrown in there so randomly, but that might just be me. So, but it's not exactly a deterrent to like enjoy the book
yeah.
because there are context clues anyway. So, how about you? How is Not in Love?
I am page 168, which is 47% of the book. So far, it's pretty good. There's a lot of pining, which I love. So I'm really enjoying it. And it's a lot less. I was kind of, because, how do I phrase this? In the intro, I mentioned that Miss Ali Hazelwood left like a note saying, "Oh, this is more like this. It's not like my other books, blah blah blah," and it's more like, I guess, an erotica than a romance. So I was kind of expecting, is this gonna be like very spicy, or is this gonna have a
Mm.
lot of plot? Because she mentioned it's erotic, but it's actually more sensual than erotic. So it has a lot to do with like descriptions and stuff, but it's not vulgar, if you know what I mean. Like it's very sensual, not vulgar so far, like at 47%. Maybe there's gonna be like, I don't know, something in the last 30% of the book just to close things off. But so far it's been very sensual, which I'm actually really enjoying. And I like that it did happen early, like them getting together, but
Mhm.
there's a lot of like friction, and there's a lot of pining on both ends, and since you get both perspective, you kind of like get into their heads and really like when they're thinking of something and then they're saying something different. It's really fun, so I'm liking it so far. I think this is like definitely one of the better Ali Hazelwood so far. I Right now my current favorite is um, Check and Mate, which was the YA one, and then I think
Mm.
this next one. Bride was fun just because it has fantasy elements, and it kind of has more of fantasy adventure thing going on compared to other books, but this one feels a lot more well written so far. I have been.
Ah, that's good to know. But it's not. It's adult, right? Not
I think
YA.
yes, I think it seems like it. Let me double check. But it definitely reads more adult. It doesn't have. Wait, you've read an Ali Hazelwood, right?
Yes.
Yes.
What's it called? The first one?
Love Hypothesis.
Yes, Love Hypothesis.
So you know how in Hypothesis there's a lot of like, it's lighthearted in a way that it highlights the quirkiness of the characters, or it's more of like a lot of punchlines and witty remarks, things like that. That There's none of that in here. Like way less. There's a little bit here and there, but none of that. It's a very serious tone. They still have their like back and forth dialogue and stuff, but it's more subdued and serious. That's why it feels more sensual than like
Mm.
the Love Hypothesis and the rest of the books that are kind of like that. So I'm liking it. I like it a lot more. So,
It's sounding more sensual. It reminded me of 7 Days in June,
yeah,
which
you know
you
how
mentioned earlier.
7 days in June when they think about the other person. Obviously, there's some like they think about them in a lot of different ways,
Yeah,
emotionally,
yeah,
sexually,
yeah,
stuff. But you know how it feels very romantic and
yeah,
sweet,
yeah, yeah,
not carnal and not
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
that's how I feel about how they're thinking about each other. It is very descriptive still, like, but it doesn't feel that way because of how they interact with each other and stuff. So I think I will. I so far at 50%, 47%. I definitely do recommend this book. Like if you're interested in reading another Ali Hazel. So far,
I
I'll
am.
let you know.
It's on my radar actually.
Yeah, I think like if I were to recommend the next Ali Hazelwood you should read, I think it should be this one. So far, I'll let you know by tomorrow. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna finish it. Like I won't be able to put it down. So I'm definitely
But
gonna
you're
read.
gonna finish it. Not gonna finish it tonight, or you're
I
gonna
am gonna
try.
finish. No, I am gonna finish it. Like I'm not gonna sleep until I finish it. That's where I am right
Oh
now.
my gosh!
Yeah. Well, given that it's also expiring tomorrow in the morning, so I definitely have to finish it tonight.
Just don't go online on the device, I guess. Or
Um,
you're using it as a motivation, like it's
yeah,
expiring
and
tomorrow, so
I mean, I feel like I'm definitely gonna finish it tonight. Like with the way I feel about reading it, like it's definitely
mm,
a thing, and it doesn't get tiring because you know how, especially like for example, in Pucking Around, at some point, it's exciting at first, entertaining, but then you get tired of it. This one because there's a lot of timing, it's very sensual. You feel like you kind of want to keep reading to see like where it goes. Just check. Oh, I think this was for earlier. Lunacha has been working in libraries since she graduated. That sounds like such a fun job, honestly. Like I've been seeing some people in BookTube that they also work in libraries. And I'm like, oh, it
mm.
seems fun.
Yeah, Bookish Realm is the one that I follow. Who
Works in
also, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think Jan Agatan also works in a library. So it just sounds, and then they can just borrow books at their workplace. They get
Yeah,
tips at
read new
stuff.
releases.
I
Yeah,
know, sounds so fun. And then they obviously know like the inside information of what's coming up next and stuff like that.
yeah. And they get to order the
Yeah,
stuff.
I know, without actually paying for it. Currently reading Lock Every Door, Riley
Ooh,
Sager.
I love that. I love that book. It's a best Riley
So
Sager.
I watched a live show recently for Middle of the Night, which is the newest Riley
Yeah,
Sager.
yeah, yeah.
And it was just so funny how um like everyone they say that Riley Sager's either you really like him or you
Mm,
absolutely hate the book that he
yeah.
writes, but either way you have an
You read
opinion.
it. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
there's something to discuss. That's why everyone loves to have his book as a book club pick because it's so fun to discuss his book even though you like it or you hate it, which makes sense.
Yeah, because it's like a spectrum. But
Yeah,
Lock Every Door is the only Riley Sager that I really
and
like.
then everyone for some reason everyone hates Survive
Survive the
the
Night. Because it sucked.
I read it.
I read it with Dea, and we both hated it. It was our first buddy read, and we hated the
Okay.
shit out of that book.
Like I remember that in that live stream they had a ranking of all of their Riley Sager books that they've read. And usually Lock Every Door is in the first
Yeah, yeah,
three, like
yeah, yeah.
people like it. And then Survive the Night is everyone's
Last.
favorite book. I'm like, damn, it's a consensus.
Understandable. I do not see
Uh,
anyone
like
liking or
it.
loving that book.
What is that about? Is it like they
It's
get
like,
stranded somewhere or
well, it's a hitchhiking thing, but
mm,
consensual. You get what I mean? Like something
okay.
happened already in the university or whatever, but the main character has to go on this long trip. So she hitchhiked with
Yeah.
another student or something. So it's like there's this like tense moment of like, huh, is this gonna happen during the hitchhike or something? But it's just so stupid. Like the way that the events happen is so fucking stupid.
I only read um, Lock Every Door and The Final Girls something support me.
Yeah.
Those
Final
two.
Girl.
Final Girls? The
Is it
book
a
with the
red
final.
one? The red
Yeah,
one,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
those two. And I actually liked Final Girls. I just didn't care for the. I hate it when the plot twist ending comes literally out of nowhere. Like you can't follow a trail to get to that. And then with Lock Every Door, it was fun. Like it was fun and like I like the plot twist and stuff, but I felt like the main character was just so stupid and annoying.
I
I just hated
haven't
the main
read. I haven't read Final
Final Girl.
Girls, but the funny thing is, even though I remember hating Survive the Night, I gave it 3 stars for some reason, and I gave The House Across
I
the Lake 1 star. Doesn't make sense.
I just noticed something earlier. So I was preparing for a video idea. So I was revisiting. I wanted to revisit authors whose books I gave a very low rating to give them like a second chance. So I checked Portrait of a Thief. I checked if the author has any more books, and I saw that your rating for that was 3 stars. I thought we were in this together. I thought we hated that book together. Why is it
I
three
did
stars?
not. I don't know. Maybe I was trying to rationalize. Maybe there's something to like about
I
this
felt
book.
so betrayed.
It doesn't make sense. I know because like looking at this, how the fuck did I give Survive the Night 3 stars and remember hating it so much? And there's another one that I gave 3 stars to. It's Home Before Dark. Why? I guess I hated House Across the Lake more.
Yeah, I remember that you hated the twist and that, but I always like I kind of know that you also hate Survive the Night. So I don't know like which one you hated more, but I remember that you did not like House Across the Lake because I think you were reading that in one reading sprint.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. I don't wait. Let me double check. Portrait of a Thief.
It was
If
3 stars
maybe
on
you're
Storygraph. I don't know if you changed the rating elsewhere, but on Storygraph it was 3 stars. The
oh
betrayal.
yeah. Why is it 3 stars on Goodreads?
Wait, did you write something? I don't. Did you give it?
Yeah. It's long. Holy shit.
Why is it 3 stars? Wow, that is a long review. The high school
I
was ridiculous. Why? And then one, two, three, 3 stars.
girl, it doesn't make sense. I this doesn't make sense. 2022 Pam was
She was
I
so
don't
nice.
know. Because like even if it's 3 stars, I didn't have anything good to say about it.
I think the only thing was at the end where, like,
Ah, the critic of the colonialism and
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. And then you mentioned, I guess if it was packaged as a literary fiction novel, I wouldn't be as disappointed because I would know what to expect. I'm gonna rate that review 2 stars.
I'm with you. I'm with you on this one. For real. What? Oh my gosh. This is a video idea waiting.
Going
Like
back your current ratings and seeing,
looking at books that
auditing,
I remember hating
and checking my rating.
if they're real.
Lunacha just started reading A Tempest of Tea by Hafsa Faisal and read about
Ooh,
5%. How are you
hope you're
liking
liking
it,
it.
the writing style? And don't remember. Okay, I think 5% they were just introducing stuff. So I don't know if you got to like a lot of the juicy things already, but hopefully you like it. Are you going to be reading it after the sprints or be continuing it? I drank my coffee and chatted. All good. At least you got your caffeine in. Thanks for hosting. Enjoy your night. Yes, we shall. I will continue reading Not in Love. Are you gonna keep reading after?
Maybe, maybe.
So I read 4 chapters of Leopold, 28 pages, and it's intriguing. That's good. 28 pages, so like very short chapters. This is a new
Oh,
book,
I
right?
see.
The new Ransom Rigs.
Yeah, the Ransom Rigs one.
No, y'all wrapping up now, but I just got back from
Oh,
holiday. Oh, that's good.
oh,
I thought you were able to. I hope you were able to rest,
relax. Yeah.
relax in your holiday, and we hope to see you in the next sprint. It's gonna be next. I think gonna be next Sunday. Have we roughly, roughly next Sunday? We'll update you, but most likely it will be on the other Pam Shenanigans channel. I will have her channel link below. So make sure to follow us and also on Instagram because that's where we announce the final date and time. But it's usually same time, same day. Wasn't able to join the sprint. Just got off with so many things on Instagram, but just dropping by saying hi. Hope you're all safe and drive from the typhoon. Is there a typhoon?
There's a
I
typhoon. Well, it did start
it was
raining.
yeah, it was raining recently.
Oh,
Oh, there is Enteng. Slightly in
tomorrow.
it hasn't had landfall yet. Thank you for
Yeah,
informing us that there's a typhoon.
5 day forecast. I think it's gonna, it's gonna hit tomorrow,
Yeah.
but the fastest is on Wednesday. Hmm,
Mm.
it's based on the forecast.
Good thing I'm just staying at home. Um, Please recommend
Ooh,
good horror books. So I
Junji
am
Ito.
a newbie at horror, so I wouldn't have a lot to recommend, but I do recommend. Where is it? I think this counts as horror. What Moves the Dead?
Ooh, Who's the
By T.K.
Dead?
Fisher. It's very short, and I really recommend it if because I like the vibes. It's very kind of like gothic horror vibes because there's like you're in a castle and you're in like and there's a lot of nature horror, I guess is what I would call it. And that cover like that kind of gives you a vibe for what the book is about, and I really like it. It's very short as well. I haven't read the
Mm.
sequel yet, but I really enjoy that. I think it's such a complete story, even if it's just 150 pages long. So I recommend that. How about you, Junjito?
Well, if you are a graphic novel or manga reader, definitely check out Junji Ito's works. And the one that I recommended to you, which is Blood on the Tracks, as in
I still haven't
Chino
read it.
Wadachi, it's horrific. It's horrific in a psychological sense where it really plays with your feelings and your emotions towards the main character going through all of this traumatic shit. Um yeah, most of the well, I'm trying to see my horror tag, and it's mostly Junji Ito, it's mostly manga. And I see here that I gave 4 stars to The Lost Village, which is like the Blair Witch Project
Oh,
thriller vibes, because
lost.
they have to film a show, I think. So they have to like film the documentary in the village, which is the Lost Village. So I gave it 4 stars. So I think I enjoyed it.
You don't know because apparently your
I'm
ratings
not
cannot be
reliable.
anymore. But I remember there's a new book now that has a similar kind of plot. Horror movie by Paul Tremblay. I think it was just released
Ah,
this month or
the
last
new
month. And
one.
it's kind of similar where they're filming for this horror movie. And it's kind of mixed media also in a way. There's like script, there's like stuff like that. And it has like similar vibes to like Blair Witch Project. So maybe you could also check that out. But I have no idea if that's good or not. I just remembered that it's a new book, and I think Paul Tremblay is like a well-known horror
Mm.
author. I don't know what to think of it yet. Yeah, that's fair because it's very like you've only read 5%, and I think it has a lot of build up in the beginning. I will be hosting a reading sprint on Tuesday. Well, I
Ooh.
hopefully the time works well. I think it will because I remember the timing for your sprints last time worked well for me. So I might drop by. Hopefully I'm available because I definitely have a lot of reading to do this month. So all the reading sprints are welcome. Like I will be attending a lot of reading sprints just to make sure that I keep on reading. Hi Bex. Was gone from our house for the past few hours. Hopefully next time I can watch. Well, hopefully that will be on Sunday, I think. So hopefully you'll be available then. I know the time might not work best for people usually in the US. It's very early, so hopefully next time it will work for you. I'm not quite sure if you're in the US or elsewhere. But hopefully next time. I had to Google what a typhoon is. I know we get a lot of those in the Philippines. We just had one
Yeah.
like a month and a half ago. And it's the seasons for us, summer is usually like brief periods of super hot sun and then a lot of rain. A lot
No
of
in
rain,
betweens. Literally two
typhoon,
seasons.
humidity, like 90% humidity. You're kind of like, we don't have the traditional, like the usual four seasons that Western countries have. We have two seasons, wet and dry. So right now we're in our wet season. So there's going to be a lot. Hopefully the typhoon just passes by and doesn't cause a lot of like destruction and damage. Hopefully it's just, it just brings a little bit of rain so that it's cool, but not too much that it's so bad that it floods and whatever. Do you have monsoons like in India? I actually don't know what the
Yeah.
difference. Let me like what is the
Monsoon we
difference?
do have. Like habagat, amihan.
Ah, monsoon, yeah, yeah, southwest monsoon
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, we do. We just had it. Like don't fully understand
The
weather,
difference.
but but we have, I think,
Mm.
similar like climate with India, I think. But I think theirs is a little bit more extreme when it comes to heat.
Yeah.
But we do have a lot like Southeast Asia tropical climate. So it's either it's wet or it's dry.
Maybe
It's
ours is
hot.
similar to Thailand
Yeah,
ish.
definitely we're similar to Thailand. So do you have a link to Sprinting
Oh
Spreadsheet?
yeah.
Yeah, we do. I think it was I think some random person, not Vanessa, but like some random person that went to our sprint said that they found out on a spreadsheet and we're like, "What spreadsheet?" And we checked it. And it was so cool. I've been using that, yeah, a lot. Whatever. That's how I found Lunach's channel. Like I just checked the spread.
Hmm.
Definitely gonna be using that a lot for this month.
I
I love
haven't
learning
checked it
about.
out in a while, so I need to. I need to. Yeah, I just subscribed to Luna because I saw that you mentioned that you're gonna sprint.
Yeah.
So it's 7 p.m. So it works for me as well.
Ooh, that's
That's
nice.
good
Okay.
day.
I love learning about how things are in other countries. Same. It's just so interesting. The link is on her channel in case you need it. Yes, we shall check it. All kinds of sprint in there too if you need sprints to help. Yep. I think it's so helpful, so very helpful. So thank you to all of you who maintain that because I know that's like, literally manual work and it's very useful.
Yeah.
I visited Thailand though briefly in December 2001. Indonesia. Yeah, we have very similar climate to Thailand and Indonesia. I feel like the Southeast Asia countries are pretty much like the same climate. So if that's
December is
how,
a good month, I guess, in terms of like the weather.
because it's usually a little bit drier, like the rains are starting to taper off and it's cooler because we've got the
Yeah.
cooler months in December to January and it's kind of like it's also very festive in the Philippines during those times. So if you're into that, that's the best time to visit because it's the best weather. It's our version of sweater weather, but like it's I know that You're from Oslo, so I feel like your version of sweater weather is so different from ours. Because ours, if it's like, I don't know, 23 and below, it's
Yeah, yeah,
sweater
yeah, yeah.
us. And it's probably not the same for you. So take that with a grain of salt. But that's our sweater weather months. And with that, I think we can wrap up the sprints. Is there anything you want to shout out or um, mention? Like,
Um, for the first reading sprint tonight, I did film my wrap up for Akdang Pinoy, which is when we read Filipino authored books last August. And Sai, who is actually in the chat earlier, the engineer's reading, is one of the co hosts. And I filmed the wrap up, and I'm going to be posting that on both my Instagram and TikTok accounts tomorrow. And as other Pam mentioned, I will be the one hosting the next week's live sprints over at my channel. So most likely that would still be on Sunday, around 7 p.m. our time. So yeah, we hope to see you all again next week. And thank you for joining us tonight.
yeah. If you are wanting to have some reading sprints on Wednesday, I'm going to start this new thing where I go live on Wednesday, same time as this, so 7 p.m. Manila, 7 a.m. Eastern. Just reading sprints, and this time I'm focusing on finishing series S. So I'm gonna do like a read along sprint. So from this week or this upcoming Wednesday, and like 9 Wednesdays from now, I will be reading the entire
Damn.
Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. So I kind of divided it like 150 pages for each sprint, or like each day of sprinting. So each book I'm gonna like read it for 3 weeks, I guess. And if you want to join us, you don't have to read the same book. I'm not gonna do any spoilers or whatever. I'm just gonna be reading that. If you want to read that with me, then go ahead. But if you can just like join it as a regular sprint. So that's gonna be every Wednesday. So if you want another sprint to join, that's another one. And yeah,
That's a
23 is
lot of
summer
weeks.
temperature.
Oh my gosh. Summer. You'd
Like
catch me in a jacket.
we're so happy with anything below like 27.
Yeah.
Anything below 27, we're like, oh my gosh, especially because we have like very humid um climate. So even if it's 23, it actually feels like 26 or something like that because of the humidity. And I know like you're in Oslo, so that's a dry place. So you probably like it's a very different climate. So be prepared for that if you're gonna visit. But you've visited other countries in Southeast Asia before, so you probably already know. But yeah, thank you to everyone who joined us, and we shall see you next week. Have a good night,
Yes.
everyone.
Thanks, everyone. See you.